Hi guys, I have a very informative message about VIM. We all know that VIM is a text editor on Kali Linux and most times it can be very difficult to navigate through. We have seen some certain memes online that talks about how difficult it is to exit out of a VIM environment. But today, I'm here to make VIM very easy in less than 10 minutes. Now without much capping, let's go to our blog and go to practical. Now VIM can be divided into 4 modes. First, we have the normal mode. The normal mode is mode we are in immediately we enter into a VIM environment. This normal mode, we can move around and we can just read but not edit. And there are some special dedicated keys that we use in moving around a VIM environment. Now those keys are letter J that comes down, the letter K that goes up, the letter L that goes right, and the letter H that goes left. But it doesn't end there. There's also a W and a B that does special move. Like for instance, the W goes to the first letter of the next word, like this, while the B goes to the first letter of the previous word, in that order. So those are called motion keys. So motion keys are J goes down, K goes up, L goes right, H goes left, B counts backward, and W counts forward. So those are what motion key, and those are what you can do in a normal mode. Now the second mode is called the command mode. The command mode, you can run certain command like to quit a file or to save a file. This can be done by inputting the colon key, and immediately doing that, you can see that the colon key has been inserted over here, has been imputed over here. Now it's left for us to do some certain characters. Like for instance, we have the Q and exclamation, the saved file. Going back to the file, we have also the W that saves file. Alright, so if you want to save and quit, you can repeat the WQ and the exclamation, and it saves and quits. Moving on, we have what is called the insert mode, and this insert mode allows us to edit or modify the content of the file in a VIM environment. Now this insert mode has 2 characters assigned to it. We have the letter A and the letter I. The letter I allows you to edit backwards before the cursor, while the letter A allows you to edit after the cursor. You might be thinking, do I ever need this? So we are not done with this first line, and we want to add some phrase like this is the first line on the VIM file or in the VIM file. So we are going to use letter I because we want to edit backward. I'm immediately imputing that we see that we have our insert mode being enabled, right? So now we can say this is the first line space in the VIM file. Now to move out of a mode, you actually need to click on the escape button, which is the first button on your keyboard. And now you see that the insert mode has been disabled or has been removed or cleared from the screen. Now let's impute the A character to see how it affects or how it's been imputed. Now let's say we are not done with this 6th line and we want to say this is the 6th line, or I want to write another sentence of this is line 6. So we just impute the A and we start giving our space and say this is line 6. So basically we just inserted, like you see also we inserted. So don't forget the I goes before the cursor while the A goes after the cursor. So take note of that. Now last but not the least, we have the virtual mode. You might be wondering, what's the virtual mode? Well, the virtual mode, just imagine yourself holding the mouse and dragging, trying to highlight. Yes, the virtual mode is just about highlighting. Okay, and this can be done with the letter V. Yes, the letter V. So we can say V and immediately we have this virtual mode there being enabled. So it's left for us to select what we want to highlight. Now if you want to go backward, remember, if you want to go to your left rather, we actually have to press the H and just highlighting throughout that. Let's keep with H. Let's escape this first. Now this virtual mode can be improved upon. For instance, if you want to highlight a line, you don't need to start clicking it manually. You just have to press Shift and V, and immediately beneath you see that it has what virtual line. And the funny thing about virtual line is that since you've highlighted a line and you want to drag it down, you can just click on your J that comes down and keeps coming down and it's highlighting. Now we are going to escape this. You might be wondering, is that all about virtual mode? But no, that's not all about virtual mode. There's also one called virtual block, which can be enabled with Ctrl V. Now this virtual block allows it to highlight in a block manner. Let's use, for instance, let's highlight the line with letter H, and it just highlights in a block form by clicking on J. So this is what they're trying to say. To highlight what in a straight form. Alright, to highlight in a straight or block form. So that's what major block is all about. There's a concept I want to introduce to you that can make your Vim work more efficient and more productive. It's called the MCC. The M stands for motion, the C stands for count, and the other C stands for command. Now, you might be wondering what is motion. Remember, I told you on our first type of mode on Vim, we have the normal mode, which can be used with motion keys. Motion keys like J, K, L, H, W, and B. Those are called motion keys for movement. We have what is called the count. The count is just about numbers, numeric. Now you might be wondering, how do we use this count in our Vim environment? Now let's say we want to combine the motion and count and we want to go to the first line. Instead of clicking on K a couple of times or 19 times, you can just type 19K and you're back to the first line. So it counts 19 line above the cursor. Now you can also do the same thing. Let's say we want to move to the 10th line without clicking on J 9 times. You can just simply do dummy. Yes, 9J. And now you're on the 10th line. That's what happens when motion and count comes together. Now you have the command concept. Now this command is not talking about how to save a file or create a file, but instead some certain command like undo, copy, which is also called yank, and delete, and also paste. For instance, let's say we want to delete a line, which is double D delete a line, and to undo it is actually letter U. So letter U what undoes and double D delete. Now I might be wondering, how are we going to use this command mixed with motion and count to make our work more efficient? Let me show you. Now let's say we want to delete from the 10th line to the 20th line. That is from this is the 10th line to this is line 20. We are going to click on the command first of all, which is D for delete. We are going to impute 10 and what? J. So D10J delete 10 lines after the cursor. So remember, to undo is actually what? Letter U. Right? Now let's say we want to yank, which is also copy. Let's say we want to yank a file or want to yank from line 10 to line 1. We can do something like Y10K. And if you can see down here, it says 10 lines yanked. Now let's say we want to paste this line on a new line, which is from line 21. We can say 20J, and we are back down there, and we now input our shift P, and shift P will paste what we just copied or what we just yanked. So this can be also improved upon, but it's left for you guys to actually code more. You know, in this field of ethical hacking, you shouldn't be complacent. So I've tried to teach you about how to navigate around the terminal and how to save a file also. So you won't actually be needing Google next time to save a file. Thank you. Please subscribe.